Hello, BookTube. I'm Peg, the Book Prize Addict. Welcome to my first review in my planned complete review of the 13 books on the Booker long list. I've decided to do them one at a time, just right away when I finish the book, before I read anything about it or listen to any other opinions. So it'll be truly mine. And as before, I've put my 25 points that I'll be basing my the topics that I'll be basing my points on down below, and I'll kind of go through those in some way. But anyway, so let's get going. The first one I just finished is Lanny by Max Porter. I had heard a lot about this book, but nobody seemed to really tell exactly what it was about, and I can understand now. First of all, I'll tell you that it has what I would call some magic realism in it. Now, don't get all bent out of shape. It's still a great story. I actually like the magic realism that's done in Britain. So British. I could compare it to the Daisy Johnson book that did well in the Costa Prize called Everything Under, where there was a little hint of magical realism there when she lived around a river, and there was kind of hints of spirits in the river. I mean, it was still a story about humans, but it's just got that touch to it, what I actually love. Going through, there's not a lot I can tell you without spoiling it, so I'll just kind of do the plot and characters together quickly. It's about Lanny, is a young boy, about 9, I think, when it starts. Takes place in a small English village. And the main characters are his mother and father, especially his mother, and an aging artist who is retired to the area named Pete. And Lanny is a really special boy right from the start. He's able to calm people and animals, and he just has a special touch to him. It goes through some of those things that he's able to do, and just a really blessed, I guess you would say, child in his reactions with people. And let's see, his parents decide that he needs to take art lessons from Pete, the retired artist. And that turns into a really great thing. Lanny is great at art as he is in anything else. And let's see, how do I want to... okay, another character, well, actually, all the townspeople are characters. You get to know, on different levels, a lot of the different townspeople, and the special one called Dead Papa Toothwort, who starts right out talking. This is kind of a fantasy spirit type old man that you have a feeling he's been in those woods. They go into the woods often for years and watched people and watched things and knows a lot. And he talks a lot. And I want to say now, I read and listened to the audio book at the same time on this, and it is great to do. I know a lot of people did Milkman that way, doing back and forth, and it helped. And I would also compare this to Lincoln in the Bardo, the winner of the Booker Prize a couple of years ago. It was American, but it still had that strange feel of magic fantasy type thing that I kind of equate with English. But anyway, it had a lot of different voices coming from nowhere discussing things, and the audio was great on that. But okay, so can you see how the words, there's pages where they're all rolled around each other? That is when a lot of people are talking and commenting on what's going on, or the town or things. And it doesn't really make a lot of sense if you decide, when you read it, not really. But it is wonderful when you hear it. You can hear the different voices, and they're kind of fixed at different levels in the audio, so you can really hear them and laugh, and can tell what kind of people they are. They must have had a cast of quite a few for the audio book. I will say also the audio book is free on Scrib if you happen to take it. Okay, so let's get going here. The plot was interesting. There wasn't a huge amount of plot. It was more, I would say, character driven. And it actually became a little slow. It's not a very long book. It became a little slow to me, kind of in the middle between what was going on. I do want to read it again. I definitely want to read it again. Okay, as far as the characters go, I really like the old artist called Pete, and the Lanny takes a real liking to him. And there's a great description of Pete that Lanny himself supposedly thinks. Pete looks at me, and his blue eyes are all trust and twinkle. He reminds me of an old Cornish fishing boat. I just love that. I could just see, to me, that's a wonderful image or simile. I guess simile is what it is. That sets up Pete's character, and that's kind of what he is, a gentle little guy. Let's see. I don't really want to tell too much. I mean, you really need to read this yourself. I will always say the characters get a 5. If I could get, I'm only given 5 to each thing, so I'd give them more. The characters were great. The setting was also great. Some of it was in the forest, and the people in the forest, and you had the feeling that you were in the forest yourself with strange goings on. I really liked it. He did well. It was also the setting had some comments on ecological things. Some of the settings there were some things that really didn't belong there. That shows the situation the land everywhere is getting in, some trash, etc. But it did it in kind of a poetical way. Okay, so this definitely, I believe, belongs on the short list. I'm adding up all my points for it. It got a flat 20, which is equal to a 4. Let's see, yeah, 4. And I may give it more when I read it again. I just don't want to start off with this could be the winner, actually. So the writing quality was interesting, different, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So this is my first book, and at this point it rates a 20. As I go, I'll rate the different books and have them in a row, and I can envision at the end, I can just look at them and see what my favorite 6 are. We'll see. Okay, on to the next one. Bye.